Alan,
Yeah.
I'd like to thank you for coming along today
Yeah.
to Barry War Museum to be part of our human library,
Right.
which is talking to people who were alive during World War II.
Yeah.
So firstly, how old were you during World War II?
I was born in 38.
So you were one when war broke out.
Out.
And I'd love to know any memories you have of your time
Oh.
during the Second World War.
Well, I'm not sure if this is a memory or it's a story that I remember, but I seem to recall seeing a barrage balloon and asking someone about it, and they explained it was to stop people in planes dropping bombs, and thinking that the whole thing seemed to be a silly idea.
It would feel like that for a child because you wouldn't be able to understand.
I wouldn't, yeah.
And did you have any brothers or sisters?
I got a younger brother. He was born in 42. Keeps reminding me that we're on borrowed time, and I tell him to shut up because I'm more borrowed than he is.
And what about your father? Was your father in the
My
forces?
father was in the fire service. He was in it before the war and stayed in it during the war. And I actually, as a youngster, I was surrounded by firemen and a fire station because my father had a property at Rumney, and it was requisitioned for a fire station. It was quite a big property. It included a swimming pool, and that was like a reserve a tank for water. And after the war, he did open it again to the public. It didn't really ever take off, but he was before his time with those sort of things, my dad.
So would your father have attended some of the bombings that happened in Barry then?
He might have. I remember he told me a story about something about the Cardiff Royal Infirmary, that a friend of his and himself had gone into a building, into one of the buildings, and there were oxygen cylinders or something like that, and that they dragged these out because they felt that if it was on fire it could explode. And I'm sure I remember him saying, when we got outside, this thing started ticking, and we thought it's a bomb, so we ran. He said we weren't heroes. But nothing really of first-hand experience of it other than that. I do remember when sweets came off ration. That was a big day for me and my young brother. But
Do you
yeah,
remember what year that was when sweets came off?
I can't. No, I'm not sure.
Because rationing, from my understanding, carried on till 1954.
Yeah, well, it must have been in the 50s. Yeah.
What else can you remember about rationing? Did you ever feel like you went without?
I don't feel I was ever short of anything. I remember my mum allowing me to go down to the local grocer's shop, provided I stayed on the pavement, I didn't cross the road, stay on this side all the way down. And she sent me down with instructions for something or other. And also they had some sort of tinned meat for which you had to give ration points in, you know, it was rationed. So I took a little bit of initiative because I liked this meat, and apparently I don't remember it happening. I remember my mother telling me about, because the grocer told her about it. I got what she said, and I said, oh, I'll have some of that points meat. It was because you had to give these points from the ration book. And he said, how much do you want? And apparently I said, as much as you like, thinking I could have a big lot. There you are. But I don't remember ever feeling short of anything. But then I suppose if I'd been a lot older, I would have experienced there being more things before rationing. And my mum was a great cook, so she looked after us.
And I'm presuming because your mum had a young family, she couldn't do anything with the war effort. She had to stay
No.
at
My
home.
father was in the fire service all the way through the war and afterwards.
Any other family members called up, uncles?
No. I remember my mother telling me about her father was in the First World War, and he was a conscientious objector. He's a very religious guy, and so he went in as a medical orderly, and he used to go and sort of drag people back into the trenches, and he died because he got pneumonia through being in very bad conditions on the way back from the front. So my impression of it was that this is not a good idea. but no experience of any other relatives being in the forces. No.
And can you remember air raid sirens going off and having to run for cover?
I remember getting under the stairs. I remember that was the thing. He said, if we hear this, we get under the stairs, but only vaguely. I don't have any really vivid memories of that. I have more memories of the thing I do remember is we had a couple of Americans staying in our house. They were billeted with us, and they had chewing gum, and I used to give my brother and I chewing gum. But the names elude me now. If I look back in the record somewhere, I could probably find it.
And did you know what happened to the Americans?
No, I don't actually. I should have, yeah.
Was it a
We're
big-
glad enough for them to come and help us.